I'm back from out the range. I know in the last video I said that I was going to do the 308 test with the 130 grain Outer Edge Projectiles, which I had to get 2206H powder for, but I can't afford to get the 2206H powder at the moment. So I decided instead to test 2506 with the 80 grain Outer Edge Projectiles, because the powder that I'm using for the 100 grain loads, the 2209, is also the powder to use for the 80 grainers. So yeah, that's what we're testing out there. I'll cut in some background footage of me shooting. It was a 15 round test, 2 foulers, and then 13 rounds working up in 0.2 grain increments. The foulers I loaded at the base charge recommended by Outer Edge Projectiles, which was 54 grains. Their maximum charge is 58 grains, but I went slightly above that to 58.4. I'll also cut in a screenshot of the load workup that I had on my phone. I found a couple of nodes. One was over 0.6 of a grain of charge and the other one was over 0.4 of a grain of charge. The one over 0.4 grains was higher up the charges than the 0.6 of a grain node, but I'll go back and test the 0.6 of a grain node. I prefer the wider node. None of the loads actually showed pressure, but I'd still run with that lower node just for safety's sake, especially when you go out west and you're adding on another 20 degrees Celsius to what we're at here. These patches are definitely tight. They're the same ones I've been always using, so don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I just got too much going on at the moment financially to splurge $140 a kilo of 2206H, so I thought I'd get a review of these done. I've got the target sitting over here too. All 15 rounds went into say 3 inches, and the furthest 2 flies out were the 2 fouling shots. Everything else I'd have to measure, but it looks like it'd be easily inside 2 inches. I keep dropping these patches on the floor too. That's pretty much it. Not much else has been happening on the shooting front with me. I haven't been shooting for a while. I've been out of hospital for a week. I spent a fortnight in hospital, unfortunate, which also precludes me from going and buying more gunpowder to test the 308 with. Let's come out clean, that patch. Time to run the brush. Hopefully get this clean pretty quick. I took the 17 HMR out as well just to use up some of the ammo that it doesn't like. Gave me mate a shot of the 17 and he shot a better group and with that ammo that it doesn't like than I've shot with the ammo that it does like. He was laughing about that. But yeah, I shot a decent group with that ammo that it still doesn't like, but then every group after that I shot was terrible. Some of this. I still haven't run out of the separate carbon solvent either. I do have a bottle of the Pelmar general purpose stuff in there, but I haven't run out of the carbon stuff yet before I move to that general purpose stuff. Let's see if it's a bit stronger. It's bloody humid here today. I shall put a little bit more solvent on this brush. This patch tub of mine is getting very full. I need another 5 litre bottle. do for the scrubbing. Get it off of there. Hit this with a bit of brake clean to clean it off. That way that solvent won't continue to eat the brush, which it likes to do. Yeah, like I said, I'll cut the target picture into this video. The background of this will be like a picture-in-picture of me doing this. The background will be me out at the range shooting. I think I recorded, say, 10 minutes or so of me shooting out there. It'll be a bit more interesting than just watching me clean. But yeah, seems to have found 2 nodes. I'll have to load them back up at that node that I found, and then hopefully we can confirm an accuracy node as well as a speed node. That'd be good. That came out relatively clean as well. It's funny, it was blowing a lot of smoke out the front of the gun, 2209, but the barrel seems to be pretty clean. No signs of copper yet either. No blue on the patches that I've seen. Lots of carbon on those first 4. I will hit this with some of the dedicated copper cleaner after I'm done here. Let's say one more carbon cleaner on it. I'm interested to see if Beretta Australia have got in the separate barrels for the BRX1 as well. I know they haven't. I know they've announced 6.5 Creedmoor, 243 Winchester and that so far. But I'll be interested to see if they do a dry patch now before I run the copper cleaner. See when that comes out clean. No sign of blue, no smudging. Okay, stick that there. I'm in a bit of a hurry today. I've got some stuff to do this afternoon before I go back to work tomorrow. Wrong thing, you don't thread it onto that. These Outer Edge Projectiles they're a coated projectile. They're not coated with moly, but it's some type of coating that seems to, from what I can tell, stop copper fouling, because they're a copper projectile and there's been no blue on the patches that I've seen coming out of here. I'll just push these through. I won't bother scrubbing with the copper cleaner unless this in 5 or 10 minutes time turns out a heap of blue on the patch after it's soaked, but normally it'd show up on these first couple of wet ones, which it's not really. Yeah, pretty good day at the range. It's been raining here the last few days and it was fairly calm out there, so no rain on the way out there or once I got out there, so that's always good. It's very humid though at the moment. This will be the last wet one. Maybe the faintest, tiniest little bit of blue on that patch, but that's the third one in soaked with the copper cleaner. I reckon normally there'd be a much stronger reaction by that point. Normally there's a strong reaction even just with the carbon cleaner, let alone when you go to the copper cleaner. So that bodes well, because in the past when I've used barns, they were really bad. I'll get heaps of copper out of that 270 short mag that I had. I tried the 110 grain barns in. Okay, I'll put this over here. Okay, that'll be for after. Okay, I'm going to pause this now. I'll leave this, say 10 minutes just to soak to make sure there's no copper in there. I'll dry patch it out. If there's copper in there, I'll have to go back and either run some more wet patches or the brush with the copper solvent on it. But other than that, she appears pretty good so far. So when I do come back, in the next videos, it'll be probably to check that node. And like I said, that lower one was over 0.6 of a grain, so I'll just load dead in the middle of it, 0.3 from the bottom. And then, yeah, I'll test that because I've still got some more cases there primed, ready to go. So I can load up, say, 12 or so or more, do 3-shot groups with it just to check it. Anyway, I'll see you back in the next one.